It's your MundoREGGAE Radio Show, broadcasting live and direct from Honolulu, Hawaii. Aloha God Soul is the Reggae Sundays, first Sunday of each and every month. It's Miss Lulu Ponte Control Revelation International Sound. It's a fresh and new, it's worldwide stuff. It's more than reggae, beyond reggae, because our guest today has been inspired for decades from music generally, and they're gonna be sharing it today. Big up to Mr. 83 for sharing part of his collection. Murda said, we're gonna begin to introduce Ooklah The Moc to this epic Sunday service on Your Mundo Reggae with one tune, creator tune from the first album. We're gonna come back and chat and reason and know every little chisme about Ooklah The Moc. Boys are here, you are here, so big up to yourself, to you and you and you, and God knows who.
Give thanks and praise to the Father. Give thanks and praise to the Father. Give thanks and praise to Jah. When the day's not so bright and the timing just not right, look to Jah. Give thanks and praise to the Father. Give thanks and praise to Jah.
Yes, indeed, we give thanks and praise to Jah for this Sunday reggae service. It's the MundoREGGAE Radio Show, sharing for you live and direct. Look at the frame, look at the frame. It's the boys sitting down. It's Ooklah The Moc founder members on your MundoREGGAE Radio Show. Ready to share. We are live on your MundoREGGAE Radio Show, and I'm so happy to officially say welcome to your MundoREGGAE Show, boys.
Thanks for having us. Mahalo nui.
Yeah, Lulu.
Mahalo, gracias a los seis de ustedes, to the six of you for being sitting down right here, and generally for giving Hawaii community and worldwide community so much good times and so much good reggae music. How you guys feeling on your MundoREGGAE?
Feeling nice.
Don't feel shy, don't feel shy. You can fight for the mic.
We love Miss
Irie.
Lulu.
So I'm gonna have for my left to the right, maybe your left to your right too. We have Bird, vocal lead singer of Ooklah The Moc. We have John, aka Mr. Baracus, ready to spin some tunes later with Jagombi bass player. We have a horn here, right here. Big up to the man Gary. We have Asher, the guitar, and we have Mr. 83, vocal too, and solo artist as well. Welcome to your MundoREGGAE Radio Show. It's officially a Ooklah The Moc Sunday, and I'm ready to hear the whole chisme and let the people know the whole chisme. Maybe there's a couple of people distracted around the world that have missed a little bit about Ooklah. So we're gonna go back in history with the foundation. I know you guys started not as a reggae band, so maybe John or Gombi can give us an intro to what happened, what was in there.
We started out playing hardcore, basically like New York influenced hardcore music, East Coast style, and that lasted about 6 months. About 6 months, and yeah, we played mainly we played a couple shows at Kalaheo High School, yeah,
Yeah,
in the gym,
in the gym.
and our good friend John Batara was the hardcore singer for that, and big up Upful.
Big up
Yeah,
to
man.
Ryan.
And then Ryan Gumby's friend, actually a full T-shirt brand style, yeah. He asked us to do a party, like a release show.
Yeah.
And Ryan was like, "Oh, we should learn some reggae covers." And me and Ryan and P basically, yeah, learned like Steel Pulse songs, a little Ranking Dread.
Tristan Palma. I forget what song. Something like that.
Yeah, and then we met Jimmy, we met Bird, and Ryan met him.
Met him through Liloa, our good friend from the beach, from Sandy Beach.
AKA Lethal Selector.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big up Lethal every time. But if many people don't know, but the old wall at Sandy Beach, the bathroom, had a portrait of Jimbo, Ross Bird, in a like it was like a kind of like a just a I don't even know what you call it, but he was there. He was there.
My friend did that painting for the community before he went to jail. And he painted all the regulars at Sandy's.
Yeah, we basically started playing. It's awesome you played that tune because we started playing Creator live with Jimmy, and there was about maybe 3 or 4 shows where we actually played hardcore and reggae. So we would just get all, and then give thanks and Bad Brains. Yeah, Bad Brains influence heavily, and then we just started focusing on reggae. I don't know why that happened, but yeah.
Did somebody suggest it to you guys? Did you guys already like the reggae? I know Gombi did since he was a child, but maybe you guys, how you guys fall in love through reggae music?
I mean, yeah, we already loved reggae, but Gumby turned us on to so much stuff, and back then it was just kind of like that, almost like 101 Bible of like, I just have huge memories of Augustus Pablo and Eco Mouse.
What about Asher? How you fall in love with reggae music?
Well, I fell in love with these guys first, and then the reggae came.
It's a true love, that.
Yeah, we started playing. We like it's exciting. You play hardcore music, just dudes. Like yeah, good job, just put your dudes. Then we played the one show, and then it was like, oh, the grandma and the kids are dancing too. It's like there's a lot more people, more family friendly. So that was a big draw.
Reggae's a little bigger in Hawaii than East Coast hardcore,
All right. In case somebody haven't heard me saying it in Tijuana or wherever you're watching this show, I have been so blessed to end up in this island where there's a huge reggae vibe, reggae community, and such a huge community of talented people doing reggae music. You guys, I know for a fact that have been inspired generations of people to love reggae music and to do reggae music. How old was you guys when this project started? I'm not gonna ask how old you guys are now. Just asking what age and mentally on what stage you guys are to focus on music.
20.
Yeah, we were 19, 20. And us three are like the same age, so.
My first drink was at Ninja House. At a show.
Ninja House, rest in peace. Big up Ninja House.
Prior to that, they were playing hardcore music with one of my best friends from high school. He was from Medellin in Colombia. His mom was like I think she was an exchange student at UH or something. This was like 1992, and that's how No, they lived 8th Street, right where Kekai them live. But so yeah, that's how I met John and Asher, was through my friend Alejandro. And they were playing super good music from back then. Nobody here on the island had their sound.
It was really genre specific. We only wanted to play New York hardcore.
Yeah.
So from just freestyling between hardcore and doing covers of reggae music, how the first official tune of Ooklah The Moc came to life?
Reggae tune or hardcore?
Reggae tune.
That was Ross B.
Give us the story.
He had the song Creator for a long time in his head and heart, and it just worked out. You want to tell him?
So we know how big of a tune that is. So please let us know the history on it.
I went to Sandy Beach, came home, took a hot shower, and I came out of the hot shower quickly because I had the whole thing in my head, and I wrote it on my mom's bed. And she was really pissed off because I was still wet on the bed. So in actuality, I thought they were playing hardcore, and I didn't, I love every genre, but I didn't think I'd be with them at all. And Gumby told me, come over. Had no idea that Baracus and Killer P already knew the song.
Usually like, give thanks and praise to Georgia.
Wild version. So
But
what we
yeah.
hear is the remix.
But yeah, I never heard my voice amplified. They plugged me into a keyboard amp, and from just me on my ukulele on a park bench, tailgate at the beach, to that blew my mind, and I wanted to give back. I went to Reggae on the River in '96, changed my life. Saw Israel Vibrations, Twinkle Brothers, Judy just endless. And I knew we couldn't do a concert like that in Hawaii without people dying. You can't drink and party for 3 days in Hawaii and camp. People going, ambulance gonna come. So I said, whether there's 3, 30, 300, 3,000, or 30,000, I want to create that aloha vibe. And the rest is history. I love these guys, you know.
We're getting to know that history. Before you pass the mic, Rasbird, were you singing already? How did you discover your talent as a singer? How that process came to you to fall into Ooklah The Moc?
My mom, from 5 years old, she would take out the pots and pans and all the spoons and clear out a circle like a donut and put me in the middle. And I would make believe I was Baracus and like tukutaka, making all kinds of sounds. But then 1420 was a big thing. We listening to his family, Uncle George Helm, on the only Hawaiian radio station when I was a kid. And the other was In the House with my family's record player, the one that's as big as on wall kind of record player. And my mom sing, my dad sing, just, you know, could be Ella, you know. And then I'm retired Catholic, so I sang a lot in church.
Right. So was there anybody besides the community that encouraged Ooklah to become a solid project in those times? How you guys think that thing really started to create roots in your guys to keep moving forward with this band to create what is this your guys' first album? By the way, big up to our friend Jason who allows to use his copies of each and every Ooklah album that we're gonna be enjoying today. So what's the story behind this album?
Dude, that was just like, I mean, we just started writing choke songs. Like Ryan just had all these sick bass lines, you know, wrote choke lyrics, and we just hit the ground running and just started collaborating from the beginning. It just like snowballed. We were so passionate about music and so hungry to make music, and we would practice like twice a week in what's now FP Studios in that bedroom.
Yeah, Pololo, man. Pololo. Big up to my parents, you know, for letting us practice all these years, man.
It's wild.
Yeah, respect. But yeah, no, we had a passion, and at that time, you know, the reggae type of reggae that we're playing, nobody was really checking for it down here, you know. I mean, maybe one or two guys, one guy in Waipahu, one guy in North Shore, but overall it was still an underground thing. There was no internet, like we didn't have access to all these things to like find out what is this stuff, you know. So we did it grassroots style, and we believed in ourselves, you know. That's what we believed in more than anything. We knew we would get fought down, but we kept going, and yeah, it was a hard road, but we just kept going. And
That's kind of the height of Hawaiian music too, you know.
yeah, I
We're
mean,
just playing roots. You know?
I mean, there was people on the radio that hated us, and probably still hate us, because they saw us as a threat to the normality of island reggae music. You know, they hate us, but fuck them. You know what I mean?
Right there,
Yeah.
that is reggae music's message. Believe in yourself and thrive and survive in this world, and just keep doing you.
These three gelled so easily. They made music so easily
Muscle memory.
that
Muscle.
they could afford to be really creative and piece 1,000 things together and make one song. And it blew my mind. I'm like, not to say it's effortless, but some things are when they vibe like that. And then to be allowed to put a little cherry on top, a masterpiece, come on. So I'm blessed. We all blessed. And then Hawaii got blessed.
And then the world
Because we
got
love
blessed.
Hawaii, we love our people, and we international. We love everybody, you know.
And as far as the first album, playing the Green Room and Sensi with McKenna Ross. Yeah, you know, playing in the Green Room, like a place I can't believe you could even find without a GPS. Like, I don't know, in the middle of Kahalua. I would that's right. Yeah, that's epic backyard party days.
Now that you are right there with the mic, Asher, how did the pattern music begin for you? You're an amazing guitar player, crazy on pedals everywhere, anytime. How did that happen to you? Who put for the first time a guitar
As
in
soon
your
as we
hand?
started jamming, Gumby had, here's some pedals. And he just gave them to me. And that's pretty much it.
But before that, how long was you playing guitar for
I was
before?
playing like Metallica riffs for years. Well, years. I think about them for like 3 years. I don't know. Junior high.
Okay, that's when you
Metallica.
learned to play guitar.
Metallica. And then I saw Slash, and I was like, I can't play like that. But I wanted a guitar anyway. Yeah, so it's just fun. Playing guitar is fun.
What about our master horn in there? How that music path started for you?
Oh man. So Tony and I, the original trombone player,
Big up to the one,
met
Tony.
at UH. We're band people, band geeks. And as soon as we graduated, we played with this band in Kailua. And I remember that band and Ooklah played a gig at Magic Island. Yeah, Dread Ashanti. Big up Ian Masterson. So I remember sitting on the side in a truck. Me and Tony were sitting there, and these guys started playing. I remember looking down at Ryan and all these guys, and we were just tripping. And we're like, man, this is totally different, blew us away. And then a couple weeks later, Tony calls me up. It's like, Ryan wants us to come over. And I was like, what? Immediate, yes, definitely. Yeah, and it just, the amount of stuff they had already, and it was just so different. And yeah, we were just hooked immediately. It was great. Yeah, I'll never forget that, man. Magic Island, that was some crazy shit.
Plenty people to big up, plenty people to give thanks for supporting you guys all the way to this year, 2025. We're talking about how many years of Ooklah The Moc?
97's the year.
But also, like, in regard to the eras, like, and like our brother Curtis, like, it was awesome to have him come in and like start collaborating with us. You know, he was doing stuff with Ryan at Father Psalms, and then to do tunes with him as well was a massive era, man. Tour the West Coast together. Good time.
How was for you your experience, Curtis, Mr. 83? How did you get to join Ooklah? I know there's been stages of Ooklah, and big up to everybody that has been part of this band. Today we are lucky and honored to have 6 of the members that have created so much vibes and music. But how was you meeting Gombi? Maybe we have here a little bit of story on your interview on MundoREGGAE, but catch us up with the history.
Yeah, so of course, I grew up being a huge reggae fan. I just love reggae music. And one time I heard their music playing on the radio, and I couldn't believe it was a band from Hawaii. And this is when I was in high school, and I was super heavy into 101, some 201 reggae. And I told myself that, hey, if I'm ever gonna be able to play in a reggae band, I would love to play with these guys. So I kind of manifested it a little bit, and I tried my best to try and somehow get in there especially with Ryan. Finding out his passion for reggae music, and what ended up happening is that we just did a show on Molokai, and after the show was over, I asked Gumby if he wanted to go get some hot bread. Then we took a little trip, grabbed some hot bread, and then we went back to their beach house that they were staying at. And I was trying so hard, so like I was just sharing him all the music I was listening to, and then I slipped in a couple of the songs that I did at that time. And then Ryan's like, "Oh, bro, this is yours." I was like, "Yeah, this is some of the stuff I've been doing." And he invited me over to come and record at his house. And at that time, luckily, I was working for the airlines, so I could literally just jump on the plane after I was done with work. And sometime in 2004, I took him up on that offer and recorded 2 songs at his house. "Jah Love Is an Everlasting Power" and "Miss Mary" was the 2 songs that we recorded. And eventually what ended up happening, he invited me to join them at a show at Anna Bananas, where we played those songs live. And it's pretty much that kind of kick-started that little time that I had, which was some of the greatest time from 2005 to 2009. Super impactful time in my life. And lo and behold, we're back again, and these guys are kind enough to invite me back in the family and playing some music again, which super stoked about.
Now that you mention it, yes, their family is back together, and you're gonna keep hearing on your Mundo Reggae radio show anything about it, so no worry about it. We wanna focus on before today of Ooklah, because there's plenty. I don't think this session can be enough to talk every little detail that everybody here and online wants to know. I'm pretty sure that the places you are mentioning, the shows you are mentioning, people is just having some flashbacks about it from those moments. There's some places that don't exist anymore, from this island to the whole places that you have visiting outside Hawaii. And what about that outside Hawaii? How you guys became so solid that got invited to play outside your home?
Wow, what was the first tour? 04? We booked this like, this like 5-day Ghetto Man style. Like big up San Diego, all the massive there.
Familia right there, big up to yourself.
We had talked to people there, talked to a couple people in LA, and we just, I just started like calling people basically. It was like, takes me back to the hardcore days when I would just get a 7-inch and there'd be a phone number on the back of it, and I just called people and be like, "Yeah, what are you doing?" It wasn't like that, but the people wanted to book shows, and so we played, the first show we ever played outside Hawaii was Blue Beat Lounge in LA, yeah?
Oh yeah.
With Sand Dollars, and I forget what the other band was, but it was like members from Expanders there and stuff, big up Expanders, and then the first show we ever played in SD, which was the next night, is actually a metal club. It was pretty suitable, called Brick by Brick. To this day has like Choke, all kind, death metal shows and stuff. So it's a full rock club. And remember, Lights of Zion guys came out and they're like, "Oh, we're tripping out. You're playing Brick by Brick because like reggae bands don't play here." Like, I don't know. They're like, "How'd you get this show?" And I was like, "I don't know. I called the guy." And it was pretty awesome. So we just did this 5-day tour, and then Rearrange had just come out. Rearrange Your Positive, our second album, and I think we waited a year later and we came back, and it became like 2 weeks. We would never really go for more than 2 weeks, but we never went further east than like Salt Lake City or Phoenix. I don't know which one's further east. So it was always just kind of West Coast vibes.
Should I assume that was after the first album? And what timeline?
It
What
was
part of the
04.
timeline?
So Rearrange Your Positive, our second album, had just come out. Yeah, Ites was already out for a few years. We were just on Hawaiian time, just like we weren't like trying to get anywhere. We were just playing drum music, and then we went to Cali, and it basically, like I said, it was always like a West Coast thing.
As you mentioned, this is jam music, so I want to hear what that means for each of you. But first, I'm gonna pass you around this second album and make any of you just choose one tune that you feel like we should listen a little piece right now for the people. What will highlight from that second album? We hear Creator from the first one, and coming to the second album.
I like to track back 1 second and big up every Hawaii college student who went away and brought our music to America. Because that started a buzz. When all those Hawaii kids was away from home playing Ooklah. I think that's how we got sought out also. So big up to anybody who went and did that for us.
And anybody that keeps sharing Ooklah's music too. What tune we gonna just enjoy right now? Take your time. Let's play a little bit of number one then.
Kanakaman.
The music.
Real reggae music.
Jah is my light and my salvation. It's in my whole being. I'd like to take a little walk to the water, up in Zion land. Jah holy blessing shower down on me structure to show me who I am. Only Jah light should fill up in your center. As bright as bright can get. So hold on to the star for roots in all your heart. Selassie, I no preaching and teaching.
Selassie teachings, Jah music. Rosbert, I guess you can start with the history of this song.
2 months going on in what was a country and still is a country. I don't like to get all political about that, but anybody who's not native, just know this is your home too. We love you too, and don't mind us when we fight for our right to our home. But we happily share it with every color and everybody. Yeah, don't get scared when Hawaiians fight for their land. Yeah, if you get mailbox, you live here too. We love you.
So musically, how the building of this second album started? What stage, what moment of the life of Ooklah were you guys living and decided it's time for a second album?
Constantly going.
Mike.
We just had tunes, and it was kind of like, what tunes are we gonna put on this album? We started recording them. Kind of didn't even really slim it down. Just recorded songs, started mixing, and then would release it. You know. Yeah, it was just tune after tune. Yeah, there's probably like 50 unreleased Ooklah songs. Like literally 50 tunes. That's not including the dubs.
Yeah, we were very inspired, you know. We still are musically inspired, you know. It's just this is like what 20 years ago, you know, a little younger, little spunkier, you know, little less beers in the system, little less brain dead, but I mean, yeah,
Way more mature, I would say, musically.
well, yeah, I mean,
personally.
but I mean, we're the same people. We the music's not gonna leave. That's like it's an essential part of our lives, you know. I mean, that's what brought us together, and that's what keeps us here as one Ohana. You know what I mean? I mean, the lineup comes, changes, or whatever, but really, you're looking at the OGs. You know what I mean? This is part of the OG Ooklah, the foundation, and it brings me enough joy to be with my brothers, you know, because, and big up Kaliman, big up Tony, you know, because these guys have brought in so much joy to my life, you know, and to just, you could be speaking musically, you could be speaking spiritually, you could be speaking whatever you want. We all go through tribulations in life, but there comes a time when sometimes you gotta look to who's your real family outside of your blood family. And you know, musical family, to me, is thick like blood, you know? So this is my Ohana, you know what I mean? And I give thanks for that.
I gotta say one thing. Most musicians, they'll make an album and they'll tour the album. We don't work like that. These guys had 5 albums if they wanted to. Never record them, never have time. We was making another song already. But we didn't make an album and tour the album. That's why we didn't get radio play and all this kind of whatever, you know. We got more love on outer islands than our own island, to be honest. Play us on Kauai, play us on Maui, play us on Hawaii Island. I'm from Oahu, and we don't get played here. So it's a little bit sore, but we just keep banging, you know. But honestly, they don't, why am I saying they? We don't make an album and then tour. We couldn't even catch ourselves, you know. But blessed to have you, Lulu. You don't even know.
The blessing is all mine, the honor is all mine to have you guys sitting down here talking story about it. We go to the one trombone, Tony. I'm 98% sure that he's watching because he
Big up,
watches
A-Bush.
this show. Big up to Cali too. Big up to everybody online watching right now. If you're tuning in online, please drop in the comments. What is your favorite tune of Ooklah? If you're here at the shop, outside the shop, thank you so much for being here and enjoying this epic session. You're lucky, as I am, as AGS, to be enjoying and hearing from the hearts of Ooklah The Moc, how the heart of Ooklah The Moc started beating. Talking about the stages and the lineup changing, we have one guest missing that couldn't make it today, Cali Navales. Can you guys share me the story of how Cali was included into Ooklah The Moc?
Okay, I was working at the working maintenance at Kapiolani Community College, KCC we call it. So I had access. I don't drive, but I drive the golf cart all around campus. No, I mean, I hate driving. But anyway, so I think I was taking a guitar class or something, and there's this irritating guy like coming up to me. Well, Hardicle brother. It's a Hardicle irritating. Yeah. But I mean, he was fresh out of high school. You know, I'm like 5 years older than him, and like it was just. So that's kind of like he would just always question me, try to hang out with me. I'd start giving him rides. We'd smoke weed or whatever. Give him a ride down to his next class on the golf cart. But basically, it's like I think it was just destiny to meet him because he's a talented guy, you know. Yeah, high energy, you know, and just a crucial brother, you know, to all of us here, you know, and I really think it was just destiny because like if you really look at things like think of like a relationship. People think automatically something is gonna just show up out of the sky. Like, oh man, I've been single all this time, but like, one day I'm gonna get there. It doesn't work. Life doesn't work like that. So I think it was definitely a blessing from up there to link with Kali, and such a talent, you know. Big him up.
Big up the one, Cali Novales, and big up to you guys, honestly.
And big up to Sister Mickey in retirement, well missed. She kind of just showed up out of nowhere. She was just in the band. Like, oh, okay.
let's go
You are
through
missed.
the whole lineup. How you guys started to join voices and start changing on the history of Ooklah.
I don't remember a lot of stuff.
Flashback was a great word to
Practice.
use.
Hey, we put the time in. You put the time in, and it gelled. Worked. You know the song? Yeah.
It honestly
Beautiful
was all
voice,
pretty
yeah.
natural.
Just worked.
She would actually-
We even know what we're doing. Harmonies or what?
No, and she would come and jump up and do a couple songs, you know? And then next thing you know, it's okay, you're in the band.
People make the world go round.
So we were doing like 3-hour shows. Like, and I would sing and like almost pass out. They like, oh, he needs help.
So I totally agree with you, Gombi, saying it was just destiny to meet not only Kali, but I truly believe that it was destiny for you guys to come along together and create in this band. We are looking and hearing right now, guys, to some of the most talented musicians and singers from Hawaii. From the little bit I can share for this island and the little bit I can study and know from it, I have witnessed the impact that you guys have done to the world before living here. And just recently, thanks to you guys getting reunited, recently I got to enjoy Ooklah The Moc on their home, on their house for the first time. And there's something that we say, I'm pretty sure it has a translation, and nadie es un patriota en su tierra, nobody is a legend on their own land. I'm not sure exactly how you translate that phrase, but it's pretty common to say it's hard as fuck to be such a icon in your own land. And it's amazing the passion. There's no other word to describe the reaction of the reggae community with Ooklah The Moc touches the stage. There's passion in there. It can be louder than the word loud when the whole Hawaii comes together to see Ooklah The Moc and just chant to your songs. I'm sure that has taken decades to see, but how you guys feel to know that your home is the biggest support now? Maybe you guys don't see it like that. Maybe you guys haven't analyzed it like that. What is your thoughts about how passionate is local people about your music and how much it represents for local reggae music?
Oh, we got the best audience, the most fun people. I like party. And there's like, we're all older, there's less fighting now at the shows. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
I want to hear Gary's take on it.
How you feel with the people's interaction with Ooklah?
Oh man, it's crazy seeing it now just because remember when we started it was just like, backyard vibes. And just seeing the 3,500 people at Bishop Museum, that gig was just insane when we came back. So just the whole process of it through the years, it's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody who's really from other states and outer islands.
Yeah, just to see the youth too, like, being official UNC status, long time already. But to see like the youth, like see people in their like early 20s, like singing tunes word for word, is kind of like, wait, what? Where'd you hear this? Because it's not like we really get played on the radio, so like, and I don't think we even really get played in KTUH. And big up KTUH though, but it's just trippy to see, you know, because like that's generational, you know. It's
Right.
awesome.
It's not one, it's not two, it's several generations of the reggae family locally and worldwide that has been inspired and honored to have your guys' music and your guys' creations. From Raspberry and Mr. 83, the interaction gets maybe more directly with the crowd when you guys are singing and you guys are singing along with the crowds. What's the feeling for you guys?
People make the party every time.
Right?
For me, I don't care if it's the ground or a stage, that's our family. And the music allows every barrier to be broken. And we can all sing together. I had no idea about the younger ones listening. You guys don't know, but I left in 2010. I was in for 13 and a half and I was out for 14. I don't even know how I'm here right now.
Because we all missed you.
I never stopped missing you and everybody, but it's very powerful to know you did change lives. I got mothers who tell me my kid doesn't sleep unless I play the first album. I got people who are recovered meth addicts telling me I was in jail and your guys' music is the only thing that kept me clean. It's endless. And to feel like you gave back is pretty powerful. Because we all the same. We all came out, mommy and daddy, and we didn't ask for it. But what you gonna do with it?
Jimbo LaPierre, everyone. Big up, big up.
Wisdom, wisdom. So now I'm gonna move forward to the third album of Ooklah The Moc. Pass it around and pick one tune for us to enjoy live and direct. Thank you again to all the MundoREGGAE family right here enjoying live and direct in the shop, to the ones outside, to the ones on the live stream. And big up to yourself, big up to San Diego, big up to Cool Hair Records, big up to Royce Kane and Fernando Ruiz and everybody in the chat just mentioning their love for Ooklah. What's the tune? What's the number? Track 3.
Big up Coco, man.
So maybe
up,
introduce this album and this tune to the people.
Okay, I think we were playing a show in Kihei or somewhere in Maui, and the opening band, this guy Coco was singing for him. I was like, oh, this guy sounds like Barrington Levy. And then, so we started talking to him, and then through 83, because 83 knew him well, because 83 was living in EL Valley at the time in Maui. We kind of made the link. So I just saw him as the album says, a struggling soldier. You know what I mean? Because even back in this time, it's not like now. It's not like everything is so fabricated. Like people, these bands come together, and it's not like us guys. We's family, right? You know what I mean? It's such a different vibe. Like we don't piece shit together to create this thing that's already gonna be on the radio. You pay these people, and the thing is just a product. It's already a product before the thing even is visualized by somebody up there, and then it becomes a product. We're not like that. We're more of like a DIY punk. Yeah, we're organic punk rock style, you know.
You're always pretty punk rock.
Yeah, with us, you know.
DIY approach.
But anyway, so I mean, this guy, I saw that he had the spirit of a true reggae lover, and that heartfelt, and he had the potential. And I'm sure at that time he wasn't really getting obliged, you know, up there. I mean, 83 would know. I mean, Was Coco doing enough things back then?
Yeah, I mean, Maui scene was a little different from over here in Oahu, but of course, Coco was very influential as far as the reggae root scene on Maui. He had a very strong foundation in his early reggae collections. I knew him from high school, and of course, he had all these mixtapes that had like he busted out like Johnny Clark Rosie one time, and I was tripping out. I was like, "Whoa, this is like." I mean, this is like 1999, maybe something like that. And then, but all these tunes, big Junior E tunes and everything, and I was tripping out. I was like, wow, this guy knows his reggae music. And, but as far as getting back to what Gumby was saying, maybe not as, things are a lot bigger here on Oahu as far as like the scene. A lot of people might be into roots and everything on the outer islands, but there's just so much people here. So when you come and you perform here, especially if you're blessed enough to be playing with these guys who know how to perform reggae music properly, it just switches your whole music. It bigs it up like 100 times. So this project that they did, Struggling Soldier, I remember the early days when Coco was recording this and the joy that he was going through. This was blowing his mind. He was like, "Ah, this is crazy." And I think you guys what'd you guys do? Like in Nu'uanu or something? You guys did the recordings?
Well, yeah, this is before I knew anything. We were recording to ADAT tape, and if you don't know what that is VHS. That's the second generation of the original recording is reel to reel tape, but ADAT is onto VHS tapes, and I didn't know what I was doing, but we tried our best. We took it to Nu'uanu. The engineer Patrick, he was great. He fixed it to the best of his ability, and Coco came and just niced it up right there. And it was a nice thing. You gotta big up Coco, because at that time, and still in this time, there's the perseverance and the internal feelings of certain singers. That's what captures. That's what reggae music is. You know what I mean? You may not be the best. You may not have a canary voice, but you have that internal struggle that when it comes out onto a recording, people can feel it.
Brian Cody is just, his style is so unique, Coco. Amazing singer.
Big up to the struggling soldier, Coco. We're waiting for you on MundoREGGAE.
Ghetto Man Tribulation.
And all the vocals and elements of Ooklah anytime. I'm sure we're gonna have a second part of this because there's no way we can go through the whole thing. But we're gonna try, we're gonna keep moving forward. So we're gonna run the track and we're gonna come back maybe with the funniest stories you guys can share on stage, on studio, on the life of Ooklah. How's that?
Big up Kali. Kali is featured on this track as well.
Foundation.
this a ghetto man tribulation? Why oh, why oh? The Lord is thy shepherd, I shall not want. So many times they let me a criminal. Still we just search countless days to find a legal job. Them a fight diamond when we're all of Georgia. Yes, this a ghetto man tribulation. Oh, yes, this a ghetto man tribulation. Why oh, I oh, and we have a strong foundation. Oh, yes, this a ghetto man tribulation. Why oh, and we defeat as we transportation. We jack into the gates of Zion. They must say that we just don't belong, but we have a strong foundation. When dealing with separation, man, I pity with temptation. Our pockets light, our hearts are heavy. Just love keeps us steady. So when they cast me out, I will come strong in and trust Jaja. Me have to show them right, change what they think is right, and show them love. For I know on that day, oh Jah will be the judge. I would not want to be around them when Jaja come. Yes, this a ghetto man tribulation. Oh,
Ghetto Man Tribulation. It's Ooklah The Moc in the house. For you and you, reggae lovers in the world. We are enjoying this interview and we're gonna move forward from this album with Coco. Came the Pulse. What can you guys tell me about this album?
Talk about the vault.
Well, that's our most like kind of rhythm album, you know. I feel like it's trippy. Like Ryan's like, come over and just record some drums. So we set up in room 2, I would say, Melvin's room, you know.
Your room now.
Ichiban room. But
It's
also
the
room 2.
grandfather sound studio now.
Yeah, that's right. And then I had basically Baracus camp there, just set up for like a few weeks, you know. And I would go in and practice, and then he would just hit record. Like kind of mainly started with drums, yeah. Like me playing by myself. And yeah, and then we would just create rhythms to it, and yeah, it was it's pretty interesting listening to it now, because what's cool about Vaults is how like it has this JA vibe, because fills won't always be at the beginning of a verse, you know, like sometimes it'll be in the middle. Like if you listen to Creation Man, there's just stuff, it's different, you know, like there'll be like cymbal hits where I feel like they wouldn't really normally be, you know. And so it has this it's definitely like the most, we've approached it way more differently.
Mr. 83, what you can tell us about this album?
Of course, this is the album that I was featured on with Ooklah The Moc. Had some songs on there, Creation Man, and Only If You Want Me To, and Runaway Love. So we did, yeah, that was, you know, really good times. Again, I'll go back to that. It's amazing times. And of course, the whole writing process is such a fun thing to do when the music sounds so nice, you know. So it makes it a lot easier. But yeah, some good stuff. The Vaults, critical, heavy Baracus. Yeah.
So one, two,
mean, heavy,
three,
everyone.
4 albums and plenty fun writing, composing music, but beyond the studio times or the vibes of working on music, what would you say for each one of you has been the funniest part of being part of Ooklah The Moc? The funniest moments, perhaps?
Comedy is life.
Well, we're always joking with each other, you know. The nice thing about this band is everybody has a brilliant sense of humor, which I think is kind of uncommon in a lot of dynamics. If you look at bands, usually you got the asshole prick guy, then you got the high marks guy, then you got the humble guy who don't say nothing, then you got the recluse guy who sleeps by himself. But now we've made it work all these years, you know. We all have different dynamics, but somehow, like I said, we're family, bro. You know, and we have our rough times. We've had our rough times, but I think we're at a good point right now. We're feeling good, and yeah. I mean, as far as funniness goes, I mean, touring is always funny, or just it's just a lot of things.
Every time we go to see it.
Yeah, or yeah, I don't know. It's just it's just nonsense. Gary, tell him.
Gary, tell us one funny story.
Oh man, there are way too many. Just being on tour with these guys is insane. And the fact they made me drive every time is insane.
Fill up your complaints, boy, right now.
Man. And it's not like I'm the most sober person. I mean, just generally speaking. Don't do that, kids. I don't recommend it. But yeah, it's constant hilarity on tour, man. It's some of the best times I've ever had.
Humboldt. Yeah, Gary and Tony, I think they both drove from Humboldt to San Diego. After the show at Humboldt, what was it, the college or something?
Yeah, it was whatever the Humboldt State University.
Through the night after the show.
Drive us.
Drive. It's like a 12-hour drive, I think.
Why was it me, though?
Well, it was Tony, but Gary did his share of driving. Yeah.
Avenal.
Tell him you.
Asher, what is the funniest part, the funniest story you can share with us?
Well, it's not the whole band, but apparently there's a town called Avenal in the middle of nowhere in California, and it was really weird, man. I'm glad they got motels. Sometimes motel doors are open, but they're not open, and you just walk in and people, why are you here? Yeah, Avenal. Don't go there unless the feds put you in there, right? But yeah, sorry, Avenal. Oatfield beats Avenal. Oatfield. That before the cell phone, what did you do? Hotel, just follow the sign. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Interstate Highway System.
Tell
Sorry
us
for
a
the
story,
people next door.
Raspberry. Share a funny story that you remember being part of Ooklah.
Man, everybody knows the Grateful Dead, man. And I had no idea Ooklah was going to have, I didn't know what a groupie was. I didn't know they come in male and female. You know? But we got people following us town to town. Next thing you know, they are our family. Like brother said, It's like, what do you mean? Okay, you sleeping in our room, and got 8 people in our room, and there's only 2 Ooklah members. Our house is your house. See you at the next show. Yeah, I'm blessed, to, I don't know, I think my favorite story doesn't even involve them because I skanked right off the stage. And some chick threw me back on. So every time I saw her, I would tell her in front of all her friends, you saved my life. And she was the coolest chick because all her friends would be like, holy shit, you really did.
Big up to that girl.
Big up the gal.
John, any DM funniest for you?
Honestly, there's too many. I can't really even. It was always just random freestyles in the van, and it wouldn't make any sense to anyone. So I plead the fifth. What's the Seattle song, man?
There was this brew pub in Kauai before we even knew what brew pubs were. This is the West End. If you could all come with us back in time, that was some funny stuff. Funny stuff. Breaking into cars that aren't locked, that the guy said, oh, I locked my keys in the car, and it was actually the car next to it. You know, things like that. Shenanigans.
They look very similar.
So much years of fun together, guys.
Read the license plates. Yep.
Gotta tell you guys again what an honor for me is to be the interviewer of Ooklah The Moc this Sunday reggae service at Aloha Gold Soul.
I just want to say, yeah, big up Lulu. It's like you've done this before, and I keep saying 17 years.
17
Amazing.
years in a this, sharing the greatest, the freshest, everything about reggae music, the culture, the family that comes with it, the community that comes with it. Big up to yourself for enjoying, for supporting, for being part of Mundo Reggae. Plenty more to come, plenty more Ooklah to come. We're gonna wrap it up with one song from your latest project, which is this album that is called Every Posse. I remember when I first interviewed Jagombi back in Tijuana, Mexico. He was doing, as usual, some pre-releases exclusive for the MundoREGGAE Radio Show. And he gave me all these tracks. I had no idea what we were pre-releasing. And in the house was James Cho. Big up to Cho.
Jaime!
And I hear him say, is he sharing Ooklah? Like he saw the Ooklah tune being shared there, pre-releasing one of the tunes. My favorite tune till today of Every Posse, which is Reggae Journey. It talks about the journey and it just makes us identify with the journey that each of us has lived through reggae music. Big up for this tune, big up for the exclusive, Jaji, big up for this album, and big up for a whole life of reggae music voice and everybody that is part of Ooklah The Moc. Yes, John?
And this was actually the second Colleen Navales song that he wrote with us after Hellfire. It was actually supposed to be on Rearrange, and then we just kind of hit the max tracks. So I don't know if that's a fun fact, but second tune he ever did.
Second tune he ever did, and this is the latest project. Right before almost pandemic, this project was supposed to not only hit the digital platforms, but to hit other formats. We're gonna let that for part 2 of Ooklah The Moc on Mundo Reggae. Hopefully we can get Nkali on it too, and we can get to share way more of today's interview, more a conversation with Ooklah The Moc. We're gonna play right now Rocket Crucial, one tune that is a big hit, huge hit.
Well, you know who wrote that?
The man
Murder.
right there, Murder tune. We're gonna wrap up this interview, but we're not done yet because there's still the man and Jagombi sharing the turntables. They're gonna share some of the inspiration of Ooklah, what inspired them to create this music. So we're not only gonna hear reggae music for the first time on Mundo Reggae because lo amerita la ocasión.
And it will be a bipolar set coming up, so just for the people on the streets and whatever, it's going to start with a little New York hardcore, just so you know. It's not going to be strictly reggae at all.
Again, thank you so much to the 6 of you and each part of Ooklah The Moc for taking the time to share story with the MundoREGGAE Radio Show. Welcome anytime. Big it up for Ooklah The Moc.
Mahalo!
Alright, cause every posse in your area tonight. Every posse coming down to dance tonight. Cause every posse have to dance. With record spin, there gonna be no fuss or fight. It's Rocket Crucial every time. Cause every posse
in our area tonight. Every posse coming down to dance tonight, 'cause every posse happy dance. With record spin, there gonna be no fuss or fight. It's rock it crucial every time. We rock it crucial for the girls, they down the sound and wind up with the fitted dance. It's universally a time and space movement. So rock it crucial every time. Come on. Some men holding vibe up on the corner. Other man sat down with family in the yard. Yes. While I man spends that time tribute to farmer. Construction worker, labor in the sun. Oh yes. Said every posse coming down to dance tonight, 'cause every posse happy dance. With record spin, there gonna be no fuss or fight. Let's rock it crucial every time. Let's rock it crucial for the girls that while we waste. Let's rock it crucial for the dance. It's universally a time and space movement. So rock it crucial every time. Come make we take some time to launch up all the mothers, all mamas. Equally the daughters in now, so keep charge. Yes, yes. Stresses of the day can bring things to a level. How low, so low. We all need a little time for decompression. In the night, tonight. Every posse coming down to dance tonight, 'cause every posse happy dance. With record spin, there gonna be no fuss or fight. Let's rock it crucial every time. We rock it crucial for the girls, they down the sound and wind up with the fitted dance. It's universally a time and space movement. So rock it crucial